Okay, I'm going to start with this photo I have on my desktop here called On Books. It's in the folder with the other photos that you have. I'm just going to right click on here and go down to Open with Photoshop. Now you can drag your image to Photoshop and open it, or you can go to Photoshop, File, Open to open your image. I want to open up a new document as well. I'm going to File, New, and I want this to be US paper, but I want it to be 11 by 8.5. I'm not going to include any bleeds on this, so I'm just going to leave 11 by 8.5. I'm going to change the resolution to 150. My background contents, I want it to be transparent. I'm going to hit OK. Alright. Now, before I do anything else, I want to make sure my background colors are at my default setting, which is black on top of white. Okay, so I can do a little swap here, or I can just press the letter D on the keyboard in order to get those colors where I need them to be. Okay, so I want to go back to the image of the guy that's sitting on the stack of books there, and I want to get rid of him on this white background and place him to my document here. Okay, so what I want to do is double click on the background layer, make it a layer. Then I'm going to select my magic wand tool, hold down the quick selection tool, select the magic wand. I'm going to click here in the white space, press delete. Then I'm going to click this white space here, press delete. And because I know I want this guy to be on a partially black background, this may cause me a problem here. There's some white in between the shoes, so I'm just going to press that as well, and then press delete on my keyboard. I'm going to zoom back out by hitting Command 0. And then I'm going to click out of the magic wand tool, of course, and then make sure I don't have anything selected, but just select, deselect. Okay. So now I have this guy on a transparent background, and I want him on my bigger transparent background here. So I'm just going to click and drag him over by selecting layer 0. You see I can see both of my documents here, right? So I'll click layer 0. I'm just going to drag and drop, place him right there, go to this image and just close it out. It's going to ask me, do I want to save? And no, I do not. And I'm going to go back to this image here, my working image. Let's straighten this up here. So I want to zoom out by hitting Command minus, so I can see my entire page here. And I'm going to hit Command T to bring up my free transform controls. Okay, so of course I want to shrink this guy. To do that, I'm going to hold down the Shift key, and I'm just going to bring him up about like that. I'm about middle ways the page here. It's a good size. And I'm just going to press return, or you can double click to apply the transformation. So I have him about, I guesstimated about the middle of the page, but I want to make sure that half of him is on black, half of him is on white, or at the very least this page is half and half, and he can decide where he wants to go, you know, between the two. So to do that, I want to select my rulers. I don't have any rulers showing. I only have my rulers around my border of my page. To show your rulers, you can hit Command R, or go to View and then Show Rulers, which you see the quick command here is Command R. And I want to drag my ruler, just click on the ruler itself and drag to 5.5. So let's zoom back in here so we can see what we got. So drag to 5.5. Let's move that over just a little taste more. Okay. All right. So now I'm pretty happy with about where he is. You know, I don't want to really have the tie or whatnot, but I'm pretty happy about where he is. And I did say that I may have a problem if this part of his shoe was on black, because I had that little loop in his shoestring there. Okay. So let's go back and look at our layer 1 here. What I want to do is place black here. So I want to make sure I select layer 1 first. I want to select my marquee tool. click and drag, and I want to drag it to the guideline there. And if you have it right, you see mine is kind of turning a little yellow. Yours may turn red depending on whatever color your guide is, but you know your middle ways of page are basically directly on that guide when your color changes, like mine did there. I'm going to click and let that go. Alright, and I want to fill this with my foreground color. So since my foreground is black, I'm going to press Option Delete to fill with black. Now I'm making sure that I'm on the correct layer when I'm doing this, okay? And I want to go here and fill with white. But rather than just going and doing the marquee the same way I did, let me go up to select and deselect. I want to flatten this. Since white is my background color, I shouldn't have no problem. But wait, look here. So I have a problem, a little issue here with my document. Yes, I inadvertently did not clean out. I cleaned out too much of the image there. So let me go back and fix it. Now I can fix it through let's see. I can go to my history palette and see how far I have here. Drag layer, free transform. Yeah, it's cleaned out there. So I do actually have to go back to the actual layer. So I'm just gonna go back up in my history palette here and open that document up again. Okay. So let's go to my layers here. Make sure it's on a layer. Delete. Oh, I'm doing the same thing again. It's going to delete this part since we know that's not going to be an issue, and zoom into the part that's giving us trouble here. So I'm clicking in the white space, and so this is the area right here. I want to make sure that's not part of selection, so I'm going to hold down the Option key and get rid of that. The Option key and drag. Option, drag. Okay. And if I want to clean that up just a little bit more, of course I can take the Shift key and hold it down and add that into the selection so it can kind of get a little close to the area. So this is what I want. So I'm going to press delete there, hit deselect to get rid of that. We'll pop back over here to our original document. Okay. And I could have left that like it was, but I didn't want to do that. And just drop this over here, back into this document. So we're basically going over the same steps again. I'm going to do the free transform. Now if you have gotten to that point and you don't want to go back, that is fine. But I'm showing you how to in the event that you need to go back. Alright, so see, it doesn't take us any time to do that. Going back here to my my marquee tool, select my background. Try it again and get it right where I want it there. That's good right there. Okay, Option delete to fill with black. Command D to deselect. And I'm just going to flatten my image by going to my layers palette, and you have flatten image here, or your image is under you can go to your layer, flatten image there. So either way you can flatten the image, but you want to make sure your background color is white. Okay, so we're going to save this and pop over into InDesign. So let's save to the desktop here and just call it book guy. Okay, just hit save, and let's go over into InDesign and see what we got. So I'm gonna close this up and then go to InDesign.